Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you I say Shalom. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. And all across the news within the past, say, 2 weeks, they've been talking more and more about food shortages, right? And food shortages isn't the only thing that's happening. It's also going to be supply shortage as well. Because we all see the news about how these ships are all across the west coast of Babylon, west coast of America, just staying there in the middle of the ocean. They're not being docked. They're not being offloaded with all the supplies they have. And I mentioned in the previous video how that's not going to cause shortages right now, but it's going to cause shortages once the current inventory that's in stock runs out. So you have the things on shelf, then you have things in the warehouses, then you have things on supply ships. So the supply ships fill up the warehouses fill up the shelves. So once the warehouses run out, that's when you're going to start seeing these empty shelves. But it's not only going to be electronics, essentials like toilet paper and so on and so forth. It's going to be food as well. And food shortages isn't going to happen in America only. It's going to happen all over the world, but America is going to be one of the worst places to be when this happens, because everybody has guns here. Alright, so I type in food shortage in Google, I get 8 million Britons unable to buy essential food items in the last fortnight. And fort means 20. So the last 20 days, last 3 weeks, 8 million Britons haven't been able to buy food. Sri Lanka allows sharp rise in food prices to ease shortages. Alright, so that's another thing. Food's gonna cost more because it's gonna be less. Whatever they're less of, it costs more. It's more precious, so the price is gonna rise. So if you even see food on the shelves in these coming weeks and months, it's gonna be too expensive to buy for most people. Alright, Houston schools face food shortages. Walmart is facing these 5 shortages right now. More food shortages are coming this fall. So this is a worldwide epidemic, but of course, if you go to Google in whatever country you're in, you're going to get results for your country mostly, right? Let me jump over to 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So on the sudden, you're going to see this thing's going to happen. The people are forecasting these things are coming. People are prophesying that these things are about to happen. But the mass majority of people don't see it and they don't realize it. Or they don't believe it if they hear it. Alright? But these things are coming. And it's coming to America soon, man. Alright, let me jump over to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'll start at verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men. Alright, sedition mostly meaning disobeying order, basically against governments and people in power. So for there shall be sedition among. Actually, let me go to the dictionary and prove that. So I'll prove that real quick. Because sedition is also a crime. It's sedition, incitement or discontent or rebellion against a government. Any action, especially in speech or writing, promoting such discontent and or rebellion. Archaic, rebellion, disorder. So there may become a time where Esau Edom, the government, alright, the elite, will say preaching the truth on the highways and byways, or preaching the truth and spreading it on YouTube will be considered sedition. Because we do prophesy the downfall of America through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We say America is going to be destroyed, man, by thermonuclear missiles and the chariots of the Lord. So there might be a time where it says, because it says any action, especially in speech or writing, promoting such discontent or rebellion. We tell people to stop following Babylonian customs, stop doing certain things that Babylon approves of. They might consider that sedition. But let me continue on the scriptures. 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're not going to regard the rules from the presidents, from the governors, from the Senate. They're gonna take matters into their own hands. All right. Verse 17: a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, and we're seeing that now. All right, with travel bans, unless you have a certain item injected into your arm, unless you can show proof that you took something, you're not allowed in certain places. You won't, and soon, once the Karagma is released, you won't be allowed anywhere unless you have proof that you have the mark, man. Verse 18. But right now, what we're seeing is a foreshadowing of things to come. This is just a pre-game warm-up before the real game starts off, man. Verse 18. 2nd Esdras 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It's going to be a treacherous time for people that don't have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Isaiah 33 and 6 says, that will be the stability of thy times. All right, roughly paraphrasing. If you don't have that, men are going to be afraid. And men are supposed to be the protectors of the house, protectors of the family. And if your men are afraid, your family is weak, man. All right, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. So friends, family, neighbors, they're going to kill each other with weapons, with the sword. They're not going to have any pity. They're going to cast off all pity, right? A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And their houses not only means their physical house, but also their houses meaning their family. So they won't disregard men, women, children, old, young. They're not going to disregard. But why is that? But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right. And there's a show on Netflix called Squid Game. And one of the, I'm not going to spoil anything, but basically a civil war started between the contestants and the people that run the game, the elite, or the so-called VIPs as they call them. They said, we withheld food from y'all on purpose to get y'all to fight. So expect a fight tonight. So again, there may be an abundance of food, but they're gonna withhold the food, just like they're doing with these boats, man, on the west coast of California or the whole Pacific Ocean. They're gonna withhold the food to get people to fight, and that's what they want. They want this place locked down. This is the systematic destruction of America. It might seem like it's the elite's plan, but it's ultimately the plan of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to destroy this place, man. All right? Again, with thermonuclear missiles and by the chariots of Yahushai, man. But I'm going to wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Until next time, shalom and abad babal.